Do you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's podcast time. Yeah, dig it? The Dynasty Podcast is brought to you by Jube's Family Restaurant. Family owned and operated since 2002. Jube's Family Restaurant's gourmet pizza and fresh food seafood is better than dirty, dirty sex. Get your ass to Jube's Family Restaurant and don't forget to tip your fucking waitress.
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the assholes on the Dynasty tonight. That's right. It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. It's time to raise the curtain on the Dynasty tonight. Why do we always come here? I guess we'll never know. It's like some kind of torture to have to watch the show. And now let's get things started. Why don't you get things started? It's time to get things started on the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, sexuational. This is what we call the Dynasty Podcast.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to episode number 6 of the Dynasty Podcast, brought to you by everyone's favorite restaurant, Jube's Family Restaurant. We're coming to you from the Tom Berkowitz Trucking Riverdale Studios. This is Commissioner Eric Costanza, of course with Bubba Palucha.
Hi Eric.
Hello, Bubba.
Hey.
You look good today.
I feel good today.
Good. We're in store for quite the show, I think, but before we get into that, listen, we've had our first NFL player now on the show last week in Chad Henne, although I say NFL, but I don't know, the Jacksonville Jaguars qualified to be an NFL team.
By default, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, I guess, fortunately for us, it's good because we can say that we got our first NFL player on the show. So my point here is, though, that we're continuing to, raise the bar and have legit guest after legit guest. And, the show standards are just keep going higher and higher and higher. And I'm wondering, Bob, eventually we may get, syndicated. We may be on TV here as we're doing the show. Should we have a dress code? We're just wearing, shorts or sweatpants and... should we come with a suit and tie to this?
No, I think...
No, you're saying no.
Once we get the President of the United States of America on the show, I think we're just going to have to shut it down.
Just shut the shit down.
I don't think we can do anything after that.
I'm pretty sure that isn't going to happen.
Hey, I don't put anything past you.
Well, thank you. We'll see. We shall see. We do have quite the amount of great guests lined up here for the rest of the season, so I think you'll all enjoy that. And speaking of some great guests, guess who's following the Riverdale Gazette Twitter page as of a few days ago?
The President of the United States.
No.
Bree Olson.
No. Whoa, that's random.
Yeah, I just was watching porn and she was on my mind.
Oh, okay. Sister Amy Laura Hall. Yes, she is now following us on Twitter. So that's great news. I wonder if she heard her own show and what she thinks and how offended she was. So, Bub, I want to talk a little bit about just I got to vent about something.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a pet peeve. I think,
Okay.
I want to put a huge disclaimer. It's a pet peeve. It's a very extremely minor.
Before you go, can
okay,
I go?
Yes.
I'll vent about one of
I was going to ask you, what are some of your pet peeves?
Yeah, I'll vent about
fantasy related or just in general?
Oh, no, this is not fantasy related. When people, especially in the restaurant business, pronounce Italian words in an Italian accent.
Okay.
Mozzarella.
Yeah.
That bugs honestly, that bugs the hell out of me.
Even if you're in an Italian restaurant and that person you can tell is Italian, does that?
That doesn't usually happen to me. But it's more when I watch shows on the Food Network and they go, "Oh yeah, I just love that mozzarella." It's mozzarella. Just say it mozzarella. You don't have to say
Americanize it. We're not in Italy.
Rigatoni.
I hear you. Any other pet peeves of yours, or that's kind of the main one?
That's the main one.
That's an interesting one.
That's
that is exactly a pet peeve. It's just a little minor thing that just pokes at you and it just gets to you a little bit.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you what my, fantasy pet peeve is here. And you guys are gonna, say, "Shut the hell up, Eric. Who the hell cares?" But listen, the Dynasty is a brand at this point. We have branding guidelines, branding standards. This bitch is going national. It may even go global someday.
This is gonna be stupid, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I already told you. This is ridiculous. I already told you that. It's stupid. Yes, I know it is. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. So, it's the Dynasty. Okay, bitches? It's not just Dynasty. It's not the Dynasty League. It's the Dynasty. Okay? And when you spell it, it's a capital T and a capital D. I've seen lowercase L or L. I've seen lowercase T, lowercase D. I've seen just Dynasty. Okay, it's the Dynasty. Okay, Bob?
How? No.
I understand. It's a pet peeve. Who cares?
Could you use it in a sentence without using the word "the" in front of it?
I can't think of one off the top of my head, but
I like Dynasty League.
I've seen.
No one says that.
Listen, you, Bob, are guilty of this in your power rankings that you actually have up right now. You said the Dynasty, but in lowercase letters, all lowercase. It's like a name or like a city. It's.
Oh no, I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand the use of capital letters.
Yeah. You go ahead. You want to check it? Check it, bitch.
Yeah,
you did it.
I'm looking it up.
It's in there. So right here, look, right there. Right, see?
No, I was just talking about in Dynasty in general.
All right, I'm gonna read. It says 2 teams that sit at 3-0, while 3 others sit on the opposite end of the fat friend seesaw at 0-3. Great line, by the way. A lot can happen in fantasy, especially in the Dynasty. You are referring to the Dynasty.
How do you know? Maybe I'm referring to just my head is. I refer to it as the Dynasty, so a lot can happen in my head.
Well, I think it's obvious that you were referring to the Dynasty, and you didn't.
At least I didn't say. I left out the. A lot can happen in fantasy, especially in Dynasty.
Right, that would have been worse. I'm not saying you did the worst thing in the world. I'm just saying let's all work together as a league. We can't have any weak links here. Who knows? Like fucking Will or Phil or Brandon. One of us may one day end up on Conan or the Letterman show or Oprah. Well, John's been on Oprah before, but we may be talking about Wait, what? You don't remember that? Yeah, he was on Oprah a couple years ago. I think it was in a Power Rankings picture.
Yes,
he was pulling up his shirt, showing his nips. Let's just all work together, and for the good of just your commish, let's go ahead and try to make the Dynasty with the proper. And I'm especially referring to the people in the Power Rankings and in the Dynasty board member meetings. It starts from the top and it works. Trickle down effect, bitches. Trickle down effect. So again, I know it's just a little pet peeve. I know you're just saying, shut the fuck up, who cares? But it's just a pet peeve. We all have pet peeves, right, Bob?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So you sent out an email the other day, but can you update us? I think we've been referring to this stupidly as the mid-season hangout or the second mid-season hangout. I actually blame you, Bob. This is really ridiculous by you. I blame you 100% because you're spearheading this event. We should be calling it the quarter season hangout. We're literally a quarter of the way away, so we should have the quarter season hangout and then the mid-season hangout. So first of all, I'm very upset just with English today. I don't know why.
Okay, so what week is the mid-season hangout? Could you?
Sure. The mid-season hangout, and I'm glad you brought that up because we had a few people ask me about it today, and we are still having the mid-season hangout at Jillian's as we always do. Is going to be Sunday, October 27th. So it's actually only 3 or so weeks away.
So what week would that be? So that's going to be what, week 8?
I don't know.
So week 8 or even
there.
week 9.
Right.
So then the quarter that doesn't make it. That would be week 4 would have been the quarter hangout. We're having it in week 5, so it's not the quarterly hangout.
Well, it's not perfectly the quarter.
Well,
but
you're the one being a stickler. You're being a stickler for the English language.
You're right. But I think we need to decipher between the two.
We could call it the 5/8.
It's in the quarter era, like the quarter period of time frame of
quarter
the
era. You wouldn't say quarter.
You wouldn't say quarter era, but the quarter period.
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah.
All right.
So next
anyway,
week,
update us.
Next week at Cochini's, we're gonna go to Cochini's house and we're gonna watch some football and yell and scream and just be rowdy and make fun of each other and
excellent
do stuff, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. And so if anyone, I'll actually send an email out with his address. For those of you coming, don't know where he lives, but it's right off of 146. It's pretty easy to get to. So I will be updating you on that, and I think roughly 6 or 7, maybe 8. Yeah.
Well, we get a couple people that responded, and
No, I think we'll have 6. I'm hoping for maybe 7.
can you tell us who, or is that?